Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude, and Freddie. Freddie,
Oh
oh,
no! Oh my gosh!
uh-oh. We had him. He was in the Bobcat.
I had technical difficulty, and it's not even Monday.
Oh my goodness. Freddie at Bobcat in a Bobcat. This is unbelievable. We don't get to see this very often. What are you in right now, Freddie?
Today, I'm in the E88 excavator. This thing weighs about 20,000 pounds and is a certified beast.
Oh, if I'm buying one of those, what could I be doing with that thing?
Well, here's the kicker with this you got multiple applications: clearing, uh, septic,
Mm,
drainage. It's
ooh,
an all-around machine, and it's small enough to tackle some small jobs and just big enough to do some big old
the
nasty
job
work.
done. I love it. We've got some great people on the bus with us this morning. Gary, good morning, Gary. Happy Friday. Gary made it to the office, so he is intent on leaving early as the snow comes in. Antarctic Mike, negative 29 in Minnesota.
Man,
How does the E88 do in cold weather, Freddie?
well, I mean, it's got a heat, air, heated seat.
Hey,
You,
riding in style, baby. Riding in style. Joe, good morning. Hey, Larry says live demo on a Friday. Gotta love it. Hey, we're selling equipment on first sip. Gary says Antarctic Mike, we won't be that bad if we fall into the negative range. So the weather's coming in. Are you prepared for the big snowstorm, the big ice storm coming in, Fred?
oh, well, are you ever prepared for the unknown?
Are you prepared? You're really not. You know, we got a lot of I saw somebody on the F3 website put out some notes from the last hurricane that came in and the prep work that went in and all of the different things that they didn't think of that they wish they would have thought of. I thought that was a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah, I have not read that, but I better check it out.
Yeah.
Batteries, lanterns, flashlights, headlights, food. Okay, if your power goes out, do you have a generator to hook up a different source? If you have gas, do you have a grill? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if it's ice, your food will probably be okay.
Yeah. Hey, I tell you, these are the types of times it's great to be a planner. It's great to be somebody that thinks ahead and does those little things because it makes a big difference when you have a little prep done. Paul Pappy concluding another great week. Paul Pappy is on the bus. Saban is here. Good morning, Saban. Great to have you on the energy bus. First sip live 7:55 every single weekday morning. Uh, Stay put and stay safe this weekend. Hey, Fred, I want to show you something. I'm glad you're in the Bobcat this morning because I wanted to show you something. Let's see. Let's see. There he is. I,
Hey,
putting up a little picture here, and I'd love for you to explain to folks who this is and why he's got what looks to be a championship belt on.
okay, so that is one of my customers. His name is Chris Pratt. He runs a very large concrete business. That's his primary. It's called Pratt Aspen. He also owns uh, a demo business where they take out dumpsters. He's branched out a little bit from the concrete, but he does a lot of business with me. And when he calls me and says he's in need, he has a habit of saying, "You, dude, I've got to be your number one customer, or at least top five, at least top 10."
I love that. I
So,
love
so
that.
this year, or 2025, was my time to show him, you know what, dude, you're the champion. And not only are you the champion, here's the belt to prove it.
You know, and it made me think oftentimes when we're thinking of customers thinking of you. We want them to think of us, and we want them to think of us when there's all of those people out in the world. I mean, the truth is, he could find equipment to buy all over the place. People are running all kinds of discounts. People want his business. So why do you think it's important to kind of go one layer deeper to really think, who is Chris and what would he enjoy me doing for him? Why is that
Yeah.
important?
Well, you think about somebody that, all right, so he's a dad, and I'm sure his children run into this same thing. What do you get the man that's got everything?
That's right.
What am I going to get him? A gift card to Chili's?
That's right. Yeah, he's a successful guy. He's done a lot, had a great career, but it's something when people know that we're really thinking about them, when we're not just going through the motions. Had
Yeah.
you just gone out and said, okay, I'm gonna get something for my customers because I'm supposed to do this, and so you buy 20 whatevers, 20 whatevers, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes
Yeah.
that's the thing to do,
Because
but
I bought a ton of hoodies at the end of the year, and also gave a bunch of those out. But you know,
that's right. There's certain ones, there's certain people that we want them to think of us. And I do think that's important. And it's a connection. He didn't buy any equipment yesterday, did he?
he did buy some equipment Monday.
Oh, okay. My bad.
yeah. He went ahead and started out the year right. Also,
Okay.
not only was it a strong 2025, he's starting out 2026 strong.
Got it. Hey, well, that's fantastic. But, a lot of times I think my point is we want that connection. We want to kind of get a little closer, let them know that they're thinking of us. And it doesn't have to be to get the sale. Sometimes this is an ongoing relationship, right?
Yeah.
Made me think, let's see what's in the comments here. There's Doug. Good morning, DJ. Welcome to the bus. Freddie is in an E88, which is a mini excavator. And if you build any type of residential homes, you need to do some clearing. You got to dig the septic. You got a lot going on. So that's a big deal. I see a name in the comments that we haven't seen in a while, Fred.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Yep. Look at here. It's DT.
Ooh!
David Turner. Man, he is out there cranking it. Love to see it. Great to see you, David. Welcome to the bus. Let's get our mind right. Look at that E88. She's looking good, Vern. But this is, again, it's great. It's great to clear the lot. It's
Look
great
at that seat.
Look at that. That's super
nice. The truck seat.
Nice and comfortable.
Yeah, I got to get back in this cab, though.
Yeah, a little chilly. Hey, but that's good.
Standing outside in the rain.
Well, let's talk about this because we want people to think about us when, we got people in the comments and they want people to think of them when, David Turner, if you're in a manufacturing facility, if you've got CNC machines, he's got something that he'd like to share with you. So he wants folks to think about him. Of all the people in the world, David Turner wants us to think about him when we're thinking about CNC equipment and the tools that go with that. Yeah. DJ's a safety guy. He's going to be writing safety content. He wants people to think of safety. Larry wants the people to think of recycling, right? And so we want people to think of us. And that's a big part of what we've always said, that everybody's in sales. I think we're in marketing too, don't you?
Absolutely. Now, what does the average dude relay to people? That is your brand.
I think I am the average dude, and I've got the mug, right? And so sometimes we have these little things that are kind of help us be memorable. I'll never forget at a networking event one time up in Charlotte. We were going around the room. I was with Chris Simmons, and we were going around the room introducing, meeting everyone in this room. Well, we were talking about being memorable. How are we going to be memorable? And there was a gentleman there, and he was in the HVAC business. So he sold heating and air equipment. And he was saying, he had told me before we started the introductions that he was the Charlotte Hornets mascot for 22 years. And before it got to be his turn, he said, "What do you think I should say?" He was talking about, he had just gotten into this mechanical world. He was going to talk about, I said, "You got to tell him you're the Charlotte Hornets mascot." I mean, I said, after you've told me that, I'm never going to forget you. I am thinking about the fact that you got to run around that court when Michael Jordan, back in Michael Jordan's heyday, remember you couldn't get a Hornets ticket?
Uh-uh.
And he was on the floor and doing all that. I said, that's what people are going to remember. And if you have something like that, I said, then you let people know they're going to want to talk to you, they're going to ask questions about you, and eventually you can tell them that you've got HVAC services. And if they need HVAC services, they're going to remember you. And so I think that a lot of what we do is being unique, being ourselves, and standing out in a certain kind of way. And sure, we've got to do good work. I don't know what kind of work Larry does as far, I know he's in the recycling business and I know he's doing a lot of transactions. I don't understand the depth of it, but ultimately we feel like we know Larry and we trust Larry because he's putting his face on the camera and he tells us who he is.
Yeah, and he does it over and over and over, and it makes it easier to believe because you see it.
That's right.
I know this guy.
That's it. I know this guy. It's proximity. I'm seeing this person over and over again, and I feel like I start to get to know him.
Yeah, it's proximity, and he has a certain energy about him. And then we start receiving that data, and then we get on the same frequency.
You getting me worked up over here, Fred. Oh, but it is. We always go back to those things because we do. We want people to notice us. We want people to. We need to get their attention, and then we need to have a conversation with them and sell them something, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got a couple of things here, a couple of quotes. The aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well that the product or service fits him and sells itself.
Well, that is nice when somebody shows up and they're like, "Hey, this is the problem I have." And they came to you because they've seen you or heard about you. And you're, "Oh, I have this and that, and it's exactly what you need.
That's right.
This solves your problem."
That's right. We can communicate that we see them, that we understand them by the things that we say. They're going to feel like we feel seen. What about this one? I've heard Vicky Watts say this. Your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. So that.
That was Jeff Bezos. I wonder, has his brand outgrown what people say about him?
Yeah, I mean, I think at a certain point you kind of lose which one is running the race.
Right.
But I do think that's important when you're not in the room. If we think about it, if somebody's not on the bus, but we've seen them every day, what are we going to say about them, right? And that same works true. It's a big deal. We want people to know and connect with us so that they talk about us in other rooms. Tell me about this weekend. You gonna have a good Friday? We're moving into the weekend. Are you ready for it, Freddie at Bobcat?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be. It's going to be a fantastic Friday. We have no idea, right? Because the weather is unpredictable. The man on TV, he don't know what's going to happen.
No. Everybody's taking their own guess, and we got all these models to look at, all this data to look at. But at the end of the day, it might. You know what? Peachoid might know what it's actually going to do. We better call him.
He probably put in the work to figure it out.
Yeah, we better call Tony McAbee to find out. I like this quote to kind of end it before we head into the weekend. The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. the price of anything is the amount of life that you exchange for it. So as we move into the weekend, remember that. And I'm going to give it to Freddie from the E88 to close us out on another week of First Sip.
Well, just remember the price of anything is it was the time you exchange for it.
That's right. The price.
And a lot of times it's going to take longer than you thought, and it's going to be harder than you thought. So be ready.
Amen. See y'all next week. That's right. Bye-bye.